post-game news conference, yummy. Tasty, delicious, but yummy. But that just kind of put the exclamation point on part of everything that Alabama achieved Saturday night. And I wasn't surprised Alabama won. I was surprised the way they did. Most notably, Jay, and I know we'll talk about this, and hopefully Lars is going to join us. He's back in Nebraska on assignment. But how Doug Marrone and Bill O'Brien, got that offensive line from the Auburn game to Atlanta, I'm still shaking my head. And you mentioned a player, and I agreed, Seth McLaughlin at center. Whoa. And, it was like these guys put on different uniforms in some way. Does that make sense to you?
It does. He's added a spark, Matt. He's intelligent up there, making a lot of great calls, decisions, and stuff. But he's added an energy in practice, energy for preparation, and an energy now we're seeing in the game. The guy gets to the second level. He never quits blocking. That's one thing we know. A buddy of mine had been discussing over the last few games is we were always taught you go to the whistle. And times guys were standing up on fourth and shorts, short plays or third and short, and where they should be down blocking or at least driving people off the ball until the whistle blows. Well, we saw a lot of that this past weekend. It was yummy, and it was yummy for the players. It was yummy for Coach Saban and his staff. They used it. It motivated them throughout the week. I never believed the bulletin board material is what's going to win the game, but I think it motivates you in your preparation at times. And there was a sense of urgency, and also I think a little pride hurt that they were being judged the way that they were, being told that the offensive line, that one part is not getting it done. You need to get better. They did. Defensively, how do you get more pressure on the quarterback? How do you stop their running game? They did. And, to the degree they needed to, right? And it really applied a lot of pressure to him. And again, Bryce at times, having a chance to double move on that stutter go or touch and go, as you would call it on the aircraft carrier. But Jameson,
oh wow,
perfect route. He went from 0 to 100, 100 to 0, and it was just 0 to 100. But unbelievable what he did, and just his game again for him, Bryce Young, and all the guys. But kudos to the offensive line; they deserve a lot of credit, and the coaching staff as well for the game plan they put together. But more importantly, how it was executed in the way that they're also able to run the ball. And the big surprise was what B-Rob.
B-Rob came in; he wasn't 100%. But he did his job, and while we're talking about him and Trey Sanders, their ability to pick up blitz on that awesome front seven was just remarkable. And one was on a touchdown pass. He came from, I guess he was to the left of Bryce. You remember this?
I do.
He came back up the middle, and it was a safety or a linebacker, and he was coming right at Bryce. And this is just, I was thinking, he didn't cut him, but he took him out low, touchdown. And they played incredible. And I know their numbers weren't spectacular, but then you look at what Georgia was allowing, they are spectacular.
Well, and I like the approach they took on that because I haven't seen a lot of that this year, but they've been going more high towards those guys, which allows them then to jump, get their hands up, or at least be in the face of Bryce Young. Anytime anybody, if you're a male especially, you go towards the midsection, you double down. You go down. You're not going to get hit down in that area, and it keeps the hands down. And that's what linemen are taught about how to keep the hands down on three-step drops, all those type of things. So, yeah, the backs did a terrific job. And again, Coach Saban throughout the week, just what the speeches he gave, one on Thursday, again on Friday, the way that he really got this team mentally going and talking about the disrespect and that we're Alabama. And again, these guys showed up a sense of urgency in a way that needed to happen. We've talked about as far as Jacobs and what he's meant to this team this year, and Jacory. And you look at the other receivers who are going to step in now. Mechie's out for the season with an ACL injury, which is tough loss for the Crimson
Tide. What a first half he had, 97 yards in the first half. Really put a lot of pressure on the Georgia defense. And then he's out. I'm thinking, uh-oh. And it's going to happen against Cincinnati, too. You're going to have those guys step up again, Leary and Jacory. They're all going to have to step up because it doesn't look like he's going to play. I was surprised Dale played. Were you?
A little
up
bit.
Front,
yeah,
defensively? I went, wow, that's good. And then what was even better is he didn't look like he played injured.
Right.
He played with Jets on.
Yeah.
And here's another guy that I really want to just tip the helmet to, and it's DeMarco Helms. He made a dumb play.
Mm-hmm.
The first play from scrimmage? They ran left tackle, and he hit him out of bounds. These days, that's called when you were playing, that was not a late hit, right?
Not quite there.
Not.
And it really is according to who it was, right? But yeah, it wasn't like it is now.
But he made that play, and boom, Georgia's inside Alabama 50.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the game, I'm not sure he didn't score perfectly. He had a pick. Mm-hmm. He led the team in tackles. He had 9. He had breakups. And, let's face it, he wasn't really the guy you called out in the secondary going into that game. But he is now. And I thought that kind of unsung heroes, Helms and McLaughlin should get some kind of an award. Is there an unsung hero award? That and Doug Marrone. You were talking about the offensive line. And go back to this point because you made it right before we got on the air, is that I was still just amazed. And I even posted this. It was just magic how they changed the offensive line from the Auburn game to what they did against Georgia. But you made a good point about run blocking versus pass rushing versus pass rush passing.
Yeah, because Georgia's great at stopping the run. They're not as great as far as rushing the passer with their front four. They've got to get more guys coming, add those numbers in. What I saw Kirby and the defense doing at times, when it seemed like they were actually getting some help, where they were getting some push, they were keeping their linebackers or safeties in more of a spy position. Or when Bryce ran a touchdown in, actually number 88 pulled out and out of the from off the line of scrimmage. His job was to spy on Bryce. So instead of adding pressure or instead of getting to him quickly, like a lot of teams did, and selling out on that, they sat back and said, we're not going to let him beat us with his feet, and he still did. And that's the difference in him and a lot of other quarterbacks that are out there. He solidified the Heisman Trophy on Saturday night.
No question.
No way.
Getting back to what you're talking about, the pass rush versus the ground rush, coaching. Alabama's coaching staff from A to Z just did an incredible job. Man, who thought they were going to win 41? What was your prediction? I think yours might have been closer than ours.
Yeah, well, I think mine was 31-24, 31-28. I know it's because I remember
you said 28 because both you and Lars had 3-point victory.
Because Lars goes, you think they're going to score that many points? I'm like, yeah. I mean, but I didn't think they'd score 41. I thought it'd be tough to get to 31 based on what we'd seen from Georgia the entire year. But I believed in our Tide. The thing is, and Coach has talked about this, and everybody's heard it, and you kind of not hear it behind the scenes, but you hear it. He talks about it out front. And a lot of people read into this and see what he's saying. But throughout the year, it was about complacency. It was about, not doing the things, having the sense of urgency in practice that these guys have won. The senior class is 50-4. So they're used to winning, right? But a lot of the guys who are contributing now were not a part of those championship teams. So they're now freshmen, sophomore guys. And winning you come to Alabama is expected, but it's not just that it happens. You got to go work and do the things and prepare and really have a sense of urgency in practice and in those games. And I think we saw that this week and really at the right time. And he was able to motivate these guys through a lot of what was said in the media and through the fans.
You said sense of urgency, and that really brings it all home. I think that this team really is one of those. You like the ones that shellac everybody and win by 3 touchdowns. This team tends to play really well when you push them into a corner.
Alabama, Cincinnati, and it is Georgia, Michigan. That is going to be your 4-team playoff. We'll talk about that, break that down for you as well. Also get to some of your comments on Bama Insider. Go to our YouTube channel there, Bama Insider, also our Facebook channel on Bama Insider. You can like, subscribe, and share, and we'll get to some of your comments, your thoughts as well about this game. Also, all of you out there listening on our networks throughout the state and on the Gulf Coast, we appreciate you listening in as well. And stay tuned. We'll continue hour number 1 on the other side. Matt Coulter, I'm Jay Barker. This is the Jay Barker Show. Lars will be with us shortly.
You're listening to the Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Hi, this is Chastity Beavers, online marketing consultant for Town Square Interactive. Wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They've got the big brands you know and trust. Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Cooper, and they can finance for you as well. When you need routine maintenance and alignment, a tune-up, Whatever it is, belts, hoses, just basic stuff, or when you don't know what's wrong with your car, truck, or SUV. Make it Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They're dependable, they're trustworthy. That's why they've lasted for over 36 years. Skyland Boulevard, McFarland Boulevard East in Northport on Lurleen Wallace Boulevard. Check out the website, TuscaloosaTireandService.com.
Do you remember the excitement of Christmas when you really believed in Santa Claus? Just look into the twinkling eyes of a child as they ponder the mystery of flying reindeer. Yes, true belief, even in fantasy, brings bubbling excitement that cannot wait for Christmas Day. You know, adults can have true belief too. The Apostle Luke begins his wonderful tale, There Was in the Days of Herod. Yes, the Christmas story is more than fantasy. True belief is the secret to a lifetime of Merry Christmases. From Taco Casa.
Alabama Sports Officials Foundation encourages everyone to sign up with the Alabama High School Athletic Association and your local Parks and Recreation Department to officiate all sports. There's such a need for officials. Games are being canceled due to the shortage of officials. Give back to the sport you love through officiating so your kids can play. All of our kids grow up together and they need us now. You too can be a part of the game.
Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, bases loaded.
This is what it's all about.
And here's the pitch. Oh, a deep drive to center, way back. This could go all the...
And now a message from our sponsor.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive for great savings and round-the-clock protection. Progressive.
I can't believe it. Did that really just happen?
Folks, you'll never forget where you were when you heard that call.
Progressive. There's never a bad time for great protection. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
You know what happens in a plasma chamber?
Big stuff. Science stuff.
Diamonds. I'm Tom Osmond. Fincher & Osmond Jewelers carries artisan-created diamonds.
Earth and human safe.
And bigger. Lots bigger.
Fincher & Osmond diamonds from the mines or artisan-created diamonds.
They're all diamonds.
If you want to give her the big stuff, you've got to see these diamonds.
FincherandOsmond.com. A little tricky to find on McFarland Boulevard between Edgar's and Local Roots.
Hey, Chrissy, it's Leo. We're going to need some backup on Friday night, okay?
Leo's Limos needs to say I do to 4 commercial drivers.
You booked another wedding on Saturday?
Before wedding season.
No. I'll make it work.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
When you needed your mom, she was always there with the Vicks Vapor Rub. She used that soothing scent to calm you. And her mom used it to calm her. And her mom, well, you get the idea. Vicks Vapor Rub's always been there. It always made you feel better. And today, it still does. Bring back those childhood memories with the comfort and care only Vicks Vapor Rub can bring. Vicks Vapor Rub, family tradition for a reason.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Periods of rain and turning colder this afternoon with temperatures falling through the 50s. For tonight, cloudy with rain ending, the low at 38. For tomorrow, a cloudy day. More rain will likely develop by the afternoon hours, the high at 51 degrees. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 63 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
He looks, he's under pressure. He's going down. That was Dallas Turner. Bryce gets the snap. Looks, waits, wide open across the middle. Accelerating. Here comes the defender. They're not going to get there. Jamison Williams. Touchdown. Alabama. 67 yards. Bryce steps back under pressure. Looks left side. Mechie is there. He'll make the grab and then gets thrown out of bounds near midfield. That was pretty. Bryce stands in, looks, throws, corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama. Touchdown, John Mechie. He just threw that into the smallest of spots, putting Alabama on top. Here's Bryce stepping up. Running room. He's got it. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Alabama. Touchdown, Alabama. Bryce saw the daylight and see ya. Bryce has tons of time. Steps back. Looks long. Throws. Jamison Williams behind the defense. He's got it. Touchdown, Alabama. Touchdown, Alabama. 55 yards. 30 to 17. Motion from the far side to the near side. Here's the give, and here's Will Anderson coming in to get a piece of James Cook before he even got out of the backfield. Bennett looks, throws, intercepted, Helms. Intercepted, Helms. I don't want to say I told you so. Audible, clap his hands, gets the snap. He looks and throws, intercepted Alabama. Intercepted Jordan Battle. Down the left side, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Alabama. Touchdown, Alabama. A 42-yard try. Good spot. And the kick is up and good. Bennett, the quarterback in the shotgun. Pressure on the outside, and down he goes. 3 sacks. That was Will Anderson. Came around the outside to put another exclamation point on this one. There's the knee. And Alabama has again done the job. You know, folks, the more things change, the more they remain the same. Alabama is still Alabama.
All right, welcome back in, and don't forget we're presented by Top Golf of Birmingham. Mark Renier, all the great folks there at Top Golf. It is the bowling of this generation. You'll absolutely love it if you've never been to Top Golf. Check it out today. That's Top Golf of Birmingham. Also driven by Sunny King Ford on the sunny side of the street, Oxford, Anniston. You'll see Tony Russell and all the great folks there at Sunny King Ford. All right, a lot of highlights from this championship game for the Crimson Tide. We're going to break down also some of the other games as well across the country and other championship games and what that meant for the Final Four. It's now Alabama, Cincinnati 1-4 versus in 2-3. That's Georgia and Michigan will face off as well. But Alabama, big win over the Georgia Bulldogs, 41-24, taking down the number 1 team in the country. And this team just continues to get better. And one guy, as you talked about some of the unsung heroes, the guy that's been consistent, the guy that's probably going to be walking away with a Heisman Trophy and other awards, as he did last night a lot at the football banquet. Bryce Young, 26 of 44, 421, 3 touchdowns. What a night for him. And Stetson Bennett, I thought, played really good.
Really did.
I mean, the game plan for Georgia is not to have Stetson having more complete or more attempts, 48, than the 44 for Bryce Young. That's not his game. But yet still he made a lot of great throws. And I got to say, probably one of the most outstanding players on the field all night long was Brock Bowers. That kid, number 19 for Georgia.
He's scary good.
He's going to make a lot of money.
He's going to make a lot of money, and I think we banged him up a little, and that may kept him sidelined when they really needed him. But it's hard to look at him, his stats, and I'm talking about for the season, and particularly against Alabama. His size, his speed, it's hard to look at him and go, what is he, 18, 19 maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, he is a true freshman, but physically he looks like he's 25. And then he acts like that. He has a demeanor.
He's out in Napa Valley.
Other than Bryce, I think you're right. He's probably the best player. Was one of the best players on that football team anyway.
Jameis ended up 7 receptions and 184 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Bowers had the 10 receptions for them, 138 yards, and the 1 touchdown. Great job by Hillum. You were talking about Hillum earlier. That hit in the back of the end zone, if he's not there, that is a touchdown. He knocks the ball out late, and therefore it's not a completion. Great play on his part. That's the kind of effort that Coach Saban and the staff have been talking about all year long, and these guys brought it in the biggest of moments.
And I think Bryce Young, we've hit on this a couple times, but in the first segment, we talked about more unsung heroes and the offensive line and how the coaching staff reacted in that 1 week and 1 week only. But I just don't think there's a second place now in the Heisman voting, is there? You get one. Now, you don't.
I mean, they'll place you, but you don't get anything. But I mean, Bryce, I mean, what he did against Auburn and doing that, and then, I mean, that was a Heisman moment. And then this weekend against number 1 defense in the country, to put up those type of yards, those type of numbers, the way that he just took over the game. And again, that he took over the game because the offensive line had their best game, number 1.
Yes,
number
true.
2, B-Rob was there, showed up. He was day-to-day, wasn't sure whether or not until game day if he was going to play. He's there. He made some key blocks on blitzes that kept Bryce free in the pocket in order for him to be clean and make the throws down the field. And so many other guys that were really important to this, from Latu and Billingsley at times, the things that they were doing with the 2 tight ends. But a lot of great play call by Bill O'Brien. I know Bill and Pete Golding have both been criticized, and that's what you get at Alabama because fans expect perfection at times, and most times when that doesn't happen, they get upset about it, and that's fine. That's the way it is, and the coaches understand that. But I thought he called a really good game, and as I texted him, and they come back with players. It's players.
That's what they said. That's what Bill said.
Oh, they all said.
Well, in a lot of ways, they're right. You can come up with a perfect game plan, but if it's not executed, you don't win.
Right.
But Alabama meshed together on every single phase of the football game. And Georgia did not play bad, did they? I think Alabama exploited what they gave them, just like you were talking about in the pass rush versus the ground rush. And I think we rattled Stetson Bennett a little in the second half. He looked kind of disheveled at times, did he not? As opposed to the first half where I thought he played really well. I mean, he had 10-0.
And I think the pressure got to him.
Yeah.
The Helms pick, I think, was big. And really on that, you could blame Bowers for not – he stopped his route. I mean, he's expecting him to cut underneath that safety. Bowers kind of stopped and looked back because he thought he needed to maybe sit in the zone. The ball is already out. And then he tried to then lunge towards the ball to make it, try to break it up or whatever he could do. Helms just made a good job there. And then, earlier in the game, Battle Jordan had a chance to get a pick six.
Oh, real early.
Off the tip of his fingers, but then he gets the pick six later. And that was a great moment to see that defense get that turnover, get that non-offensive touchdown, and especially in that moment for Jordan Battle. He's one of my favorite players at Alabama, and I've told you that, and I've told Lars that. And the day I saw him in spring practice when he first got there, he reminded me so much of George Teague, and I said, this guy's going to be special because he was a headhunter. He hustled back. And I love how when the play is over, he pops up and he sprints back to his position, and we just don't see as much of that as we used to. And he's a great leader for that defense.
And when he had the pick six, I came off my chair, and I looked at the score, and I went, man, I can't believe this. Then I thought, Matt, this is Georgia. I really wanted to kind of start self-congratulatory, or whatever the word would be, self-congratulating. All right, we won. But then I thought, no. And then sure enough, Georgia came back, popped. They scored right away. But getting back to Jordan Battle, and it may be because of the things you've said about him that you've noticed, but he's really becoming a favorite player of a lot of Alabama fans. And I got a feeling that guy's going to play 12 years in the NFL. Don't you? I mean, he just has that demeanor.
He does.
First of all, didn't you tell me that athletically he's a specimen?
He is.
I mean, he's cut, he's fast.
Yeah. And more importantly, what you just said, what makes you in the pros is your work ethic, how you study, the things that all the off the field, he does all that. But then on the field, how you hustle, how you make quick decisions, how you process information, he can do all that. And then he's just very athletic, but he's a leader. I mean, he just has that presence about him that you want as that kind of quarterback in that secondary. The other thing too that I want to bring up as far as probably one of the biggest plays in the game, if you remember, it was 17-17, 56 minutes or 56 minutes, 56 or probably over a minute left at this point in time. Bryce breaks out, breaks free. They're going into getting into the red zone. He fumbles the ball and then actually gets it back. That's when Mechie gets hurt on that particular play during his route run. When he stopped, that's when he tore his ACL. Bryce then is able to extend his arm and out wrestle all those big guys and get
twice
it back.
His size.
Yeah, but that to me, I'm like, that's the competitor he is. He was going, and you could tell he was wrestling for hard and pulling it back in. And that play, if Georgia gets it and Alabama doesn't go in and score because he scores in the run play, 2 plays later or play later, and unbelievable. That play in itself was a big moment in the game. All right, we got more to come, and we're gonna get to your your comments and thoughts as well. And you look at some of the different comments. 0 sacks on Bryce Young. Jarvis says you're exactly right. That was huge for this offensive line. And I know they want to prove a lot against this Georgia defense. So a lot of good stuff. All right, we'll continue live from AVX, Audio Video Excellence. And don't forget, we're presented by Top Golf for Birmingham and driven by Sonny King Ford. Stay with us.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham. Your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds, built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on The Jay Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan. Letter C, letter O.
To Alabama, pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Nick Saban. Nick, congratulations on the SEC championship, and now the page turns. You're seeded #1 again. You've talked a lot about when someone doesn't believe in a team, and your team responded to that. Now, after you've accomplished and performed well on that stage, what's the challenge to go into the playoff now and follow it up?
Well, I think the big challenge is just because you did it once doesn't mean it's going to stay with you. We did what we did for a reason, the way we prepared, the mindset that we had going into the game. So you can get relieved over all that, or you can actually build on it and know that you made it happen, and you're going to make it happen in the future by what you do. And I think that's going to be the real key for our team moving forward.
Taking on Cincinnati, the Bearcats are undefeated, really strong. in the secondary, but there's always the outside noise. They're going to have the chip on their shoulder coming in, with people having said that maybe they don't belong. They don't play the same kind of schedule that you do in the SEC or the Big Ten. What's your approach to having your team dealing with a team that's going to come in against them with that type of attitude?
Well, I think the big thing for our players is to know that things aren't going to get easier. They're going to get much more difficult. I don't think we've ever played in a playoff game where we didn't play a really, really good team. And we certainly think Cincinnati belongs in the playoffs, and they're a really good team based on their resume, who they beat, whether it's Notre Dame, Indiana. They beat some really good teams, and they've been very consistent in the way they played all year long. So, we have to have the proper respect, but we need to focus on what we have to do as a team to have the right mindset moving forward in terms of how we prepare, what we do, and how we go into the game and play.
All right, welcome back in as we continue here live from AVX Audio Video Excellence. Matt Coulter, I'm Jay Barker. You're listening to the Jay Barker Show. Lars is going to join us, I think, for one segment. He's traveling to Lincoln, around Omaha. Lincoln? Omaha.
Somewhere in
in
that big
there.
old Cornhusker state. Actually, I do believe it's Omaha.
41-24, Alabama got it done, and we're talking earlier about just some of the numbers. First downs, Georgia had 30, Alabama 25. At one time in the fourth, they had 10 more first downs than Alabama, but the two turnovers were costly, one for pick six, one as far as them going into the red zone, and some other great plays there as well in the end zone. We talked about Helms breaking up that pass. It could have been a touchdown.
Well, and Alabama had very long touchdowns, too, and that gets you a lot of yardage. But, I mean, when you go 67 yards, that's not 6 first downs.
That's right. And at one time, they had 5 first downs on penalties. We had 1 first down on penalty. I think that was halftime.
Still got flagged a lot. I mean,
I know.
It's not really and on pass interferences. And some were very legitimate. Some were questionable. And now they're called so often. There's a little bit of contact between both. Just don't call it. But I'm not wearing black and white. And let this be said, I'm the guy that supports our refs, and I think the SEC, people destroy them all the time. I'm going to go on a small rant here. People destroy them all the time. You have no idea how difficult that job is. You have no flipping idea and how good a shape and how skilled they are in their mind and how quick they have to make these calls. So, there were a lot of flags, but
because normally
I love
it's like
my refs.
They go, well, that's pass interference. What was it? Hang on, let's look. And they get to see the replay
exactly,
over and over. Okay, and then they bring
true.
it in real tight, and you're like, but
they were right.
Yeah, but as fans, like everything else, they're passionate and they want to voice their opinion. All right, 7 of 14 on third down for Alabama. That's big. 3 of 12 for Georgia. Huge to be 50% there in the third down. They were 50% on fourth down, 2 of 4. Total yards, 449. Alabama, 536. Passing, 340 for Stetson Bennett the third, and 421 for Bryce Young. You call him Bryce too nice? He's got ice in his veins. Mr. Bryce. His aunt called last night. Oh, no, 2 nights ago.
We're going to have to ask this. Go ahead.
Yes, BamaInsider. They do their show, and his aunt called in, and she said, hey, I'm Bryce's auntie, and she said, look, Bryce is just too nice. She kind of went off on the fact that people were criticizing her in any way or whatever else, but she ended it by saying, Alabama, you got the golden goose. So that was kind of one of her closing comments on Saturday night. But she was excited. I think she's the sister of Bryce's dad. I think that's how she's connected to Bryce. But she was actually in Atlanta after the game and made the call after she got online with BamaInsider. So I thought that was pretty cool to have an aunt calling in defending her nephew. And I'd love to hear more parents. I think parents is tough, but family, like aunts and other friends, a little bit different for the player. I'm not just talking about Alabama, I'm talking about all college players on these type of platforms and stuff now that they get a chance to maybe call in or at least comment about those type of things. All right. One more thing this weekend. So I get over on Friday, and Antonio's there. Harris is with me. We go over to Park Bar, which is right there by, if you know where the big Ferris wheel is in Atlanta. It's just right down from that. And we go there. It's myself. It's Antonio. Rashad Johnson is there as well. He's kind of emceeing the Bama side, but also there to give commentary. Then you had Kevin Butler on the other side. You had Noshawn Marino. You had Aaron Murray, and I forget the other guy, wide receiver, that was there with him. And so at one point in time, Aaron says, first of all, they're talking trash. I mean, it is
big time.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was Antonio and I just leaned over and I said, let's not give any, let's just be like, praise them. So we both kind of start with the best defense we've seen, all this kind of stuff.
Good for y'all. Way to be Alabama.
Exactly. So it was more that. So then we go through all that and just kind of like, okay, whatever. So then Aaron Murray, which I know Aaron, I've known him for a long time. Great. He's been on our show many times. Great guy. And it was definitely like it was in the stadium, a pro Georgia crowd. I mean, it was probably 90-10 in the one that we were in that night.
That's what my
it was
buddy
probably
said.
75-25 in the stadium, or something
Very
like that.
Georgia crowd.
It was. So Aaron says, and I think he may have said this because a number of guys told me about him saying this, but he said it that night. He said, I get the opportunity now to interview the losing coach. And he goes, I've been trying to figure out all week long what question I'm going to ask Coach Saban and how do I say it? And Antonio and I just looked at each other, like you're already making that assumption. And he was just kind of being funny and stuff. And then so he said, I've been asking friends, been asking family. He said, but what I've come down to is just say, what's it feel like to get your beat by Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs? And the crowd goes, ooh, and then some were laughing and stuff. And finally it got quiet and I yelled out, dare you. Double dog dare you.
I would never ask him that question.
Do it. Yeah, go for it. Go for it, Aaron.
Yeah, really.
And but it was just weird how we would come off the stage and we'd hear them go up there and it was just like, Alabama's no good this year. We're going to beat them. And I'm like, where did y'all play?
And by the way, who is Alabama's head coach? I mean, it's like well, I think we all three agreed last week. There's two situations. There's two people you have to consider in a game you're going into, even if you're a 6.5 point underdog. First of all, the man. I mean, he is the GOAT, Nick Saban. Second, Bryce. And in this case, third was Marone and O'Brien and the offensive line. Because Will Anderson.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, Will Anderson may not have had the spectacular play he did at the sack when the clock was running down. But he was tying up Georgia's offensive line and allowing to stop the run and allowing to get pressure on Stetson Bennett. That he probably didn't have the greatest numbers that he's had, like in earlier games. He had 2.5 sacks, 4 or 5 tackles. But he made Georgia put 2 guys on him pretty much every play, didn't he?
Yeah.
And even then he was making plays. But I can't. So Georgia dogs, the players were talking a little trash with Alabama.
A little trash before they were.
Now wait a minute. I can understand you because you're a quarterback. You know what's going on inside the bonnet. So I can understand you backing off. But Antonio Langham couldn't keep it down leading into the Miami game. He finally went off. Did he stay on that stage and just kind of remain humble?
No. And I'll let
eventually.
I'm going to let him tell you what he said.
Good, because I want to hear it.
It's really was good. But so again, it's all that, and I'll never forget the first touchdown. First touchdown that they hit the field goal, and then they score with their 7-foot tight end, number 0. A great play. I mean, it's really just a alley-oop type deal. Yeah, I think it's they described it. But Henry To'oTo'o was in perfect position. And so Corey Reamer was sitting about 2 seats down from me. We were talking during the game and stuff. And I looked at him and he goes, you can't do anything about that? I go, you can't. I mean, that's perfect position. You're there. And a guy's just 6'7", and he's going to get to the ball before you do. But he played it as well as he could. And that's kind of where I felt, even down 10 points at that time, I thought, okay, we're really watching the line scrimmage, watching the demeanor, talking to Braxton the night before, where he told me that he's like, we got these guys. I felt like, okay, they've had a great week of practice. They have a lot of confidence going into the game. All right, nothing sweeter than beating Georgia in their own backyard. From Jarvis, I see Arkansas type game offensively against Cincy. Hope the defense doesn't allow it to be a shootout, though. Sorry about that, Josh. I'm the one that I was going to yours. All right, also Georgia, big hat, no cattle, Dave says. Great comment there. Anyone hear about Saban's speech to the team on Thursday? Yes. You heard about it, and a lot of people did. Even I think they brought it up on the SEC network as well, going into the game. Love Bama says, yep, the dogs ate the rat poison. Roll Tide, roll. And Carol says, the trash talk you endured, before this game was the same we heard, walking down the streets before the 92 National Championship game in New Orleans. After the game, they were nowhere on the streets, and I actually saw some of them taking the shirts off.
Yeah.
They want to be identified at that time. Roll Tide to all of you as well. All right, we'll continue through some of the comments and much more coming up on our Bama Insider Live, as we are each and every day, noon to 2, right here live from AVX and across the Jay Barker Radio Network. That's all throughout the state of Alabama, down on the Gulf Coast as well. Matt Coulter, Lars Anderson, each and every day, and Lars going to join us for a segment coming up here probably next hour, but a lot to get into. As far as one of our great sponsors, when it comes to really marketing and branding, fully as far as promoted, is really just one of the great companies out there that want to help you when it comes to marketing, branding your products, and all the services that you've got. And you want to be competitive in this business environment that's so competitive. You want your brand to stand out. They can help you do that. They got experts, local experts that specialize putting your logo on apparel, team gear, hats, promotional products, trade show items, whatever it is. They can help you do it. And they got that personalized service where you can actually touch and feel the products, the things you want to do, specialized as far as decoration methods and all the stuff that you need when it comes to selecting the great products that are going to help you market and brand your product. That's fully promoted. Call them today at 205-406-6430. That's 406-6430. And mention that you heard this ad on the Jay Barker Show for a special offer. Again, 205-406-6430. Are you fully promoted?
Great news for the city of Birmingham, and we'll touch on that on the other side of this break.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
This is Terry Banks, Senior Account Manager for Town Square Media, wishing you and yours a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hi, my name is Ted, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Peppermint Chip Shake is when the peppermint shake is available, that's to me sort of announces that the holiday season is here. I guess most people count down the days until Christmas, but me, I count down the days until the shake comes out.
Hi, I'm Michaela, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Peppermint Chip Milkshake is that first sip, when you taste the peppermint chip pieces, it's like catching snowflakes on your tongue.
Share a peppermint chip milkshake from Chick-fil-A this holiday. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Tried Eucrisa for mild to moderate eczema? It works at and below the skin surface and can be used on almost everybody, like on the dimples of a diva. Yeah, roll your boat. Yeah, roll your boat. Or the shoulders of a chef. Look, Mom, I made jelly beans on toast. Steroid-free Eucrisa works at and below the skin surface. It blocks PDE4 enzymes, which is believed to reduce inflammation, even on the wrist of a rebel.
What did you do to your hair?
What?
The specific way Eucrisa works is not well defined. Prescription Eucrisa for mild to moderate eczema is for topical use only in ages 3 months and up. Do not use if you are allergic to Eucrisa, crisaborole ointment 2%, or its ingredients. Allergic reactions, including hives, itching, swelling, and redness, may occur at or near the application site. The most common side effect is application site pain, such as burning or stinging.
Come on, moms and dads. Check out Eucrisa.com and ask your doctor about Eucrisa. Can I sing one more song?
Do your pets have the same energy they used to? Do they have problems with itching, scratching, a dull coat, or goopy ears? Then your pets need Dinovite.
DINOVITE.com.
For over 20 years, pet owners have trusted Dinovite to supplement their pet's diet.
We started Dinovite, and in our first box, we noticed a difference.
Dinovite is an all-natural daily supplement made from whole foods that help support your pet's immune system, digestion, skin, and coat.
Within 3 weeks, he's not scratching and itching, and he's an all-around happier dog.
Today's commercial pet foods are processed at high temperatures, which bakes out all the essential goodness. These processed foods can lack the essential vitamins, enzymes, and probiotics that contribute to overall good health. Adding a scoop of Dinovite to your pet's food bowl is the answer.
If you love your pets as much as I do, you'll want to do what's best for them to live long, healthy, happy lives. I have 2 cats and 2 dogs. All 4 of them are on the Dinovite.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Ask big.
Have you seen our artisan-created diamonds? If you've been in a room with one, you can't miss it.
Tom Osmond from Fincher and Osmond.
It's a diamond like I've never seen.
And he's seen a lot of diamonds.
Ask big.
At Fincher and Osmond, you can put artisan-created diamonds side by side with mined diamonds. When you see it,
more importantly, when she sees it,
FincherandOsmond.com.
McFarland Boulevard between Edgar's and Local Roots.
The perfect place to make your escape. Golden Moon offers 600 finely appointed rooms with incredible views. Take a dip in our Vegas-style infinity pool, complete with a full-service bar and cabanas. Experience the South's premier golf destination at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, or catch the biggest sporting events at Time Out Lounge. So what are you waiting for? Come see us in Choctaw, Mississippi. Golden Moon Hotel and Casino, a Pearl River Resort property.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Periods of rain and turning colder this afternoon with temperatures falling through the 50s. For tonight, cloudy with rain ending, the low at 38. For tomorrow, a cloudy day. More rain will likely develop by the afternoon hours, the high at 51 degrees. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 63 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Thank you, and I'd like to thank the media for all the interest that you create in college football and college football players. You know, these guys work hard. I know I had a little rant a couple of weeks ago about how hard these guys work, and they're student athletes, and they have homework and have to go to class. But what you do to bring attention to what they accomplish and what they do, I think is really appreciated. And I want you to know we appreciate it more than you probably realize. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back in. And I saw you had this up earlier. Metallica, Alabama says, you simply do not doubt Nick Saban. Listen to the experts Saturday morning talking about Georgia and how they're going to win just made this much, much sweeter. And it did. It made it yummy for Nick Saban. All right, we were talking going into break about the Birmingham, Alabama, and what's happening. He said some exciting news for the Birmingham area.
Well, economically, visibility, and putting up new numbers at Protective Stadium. I think it's just incredible that Auburn is going to be the SEC host team in this, and Houston's coming in from Texas. First of all, it's a pretty good matchup. Houston held their own against Cincinnati at first half anyway. But that should be a good game. It's local, so you know you're going to get a lot of Auburn fans. What does Protective hold, about 60? Something like that?
You can. I think
I would like to see 40 or more thousand Auburn fans. I know it's staying in state, and I know they're not flying all over the place. They're not going to Hawaii, but it's a good place to land. And a lot of Auburn folks, maybe not for us. For Birmingham, for me as a resident, I love this. And economically, Uptown's going to be smoking for about 3 or 4 days.
There's no doubt. No doubt. And look, they wanted out of Birmingham. You know, that's what Pat Dye did, right? So if you don't want to come back, then win. I mean, gosh, don't get mad at you. I mean, just come support your team.
I think they will.
Definitely. Hey, also, somebody said up there, let me get this real quick. All right. Just talking about where we at. Oh, here we go. Jarvis said, if O'Brien is let go after the season, I could see us going after Joe Brady or Dan Mullen for OC. O'Brien will choose whether or not where he's going, I think. I mean, I can imagine it's going to be him getting another job, another gig, a head coaching gig. Bryce Young just put up some of the biggest numbers, first in his career at college, but of any quarterback at Alabama, and he's about to win the Heisman Trophy. I don't know if he's going to want a change of an offensive coordinator once again for his junior season, but third season at Alabama. Look, Dan Mullen and Joe Brady, you're right. Both are great minds and, guys that, have a chance to, go and put together a great offense. Joe Brady did it with Joe Burrow at LSU. I get that. I get the fact of Dan Mullen, what he did at Mississippi State and Florida. Bill O'Brien is really good at what he does. And he's had some more other hurdles throughout the year that a lot of people don't see it until you're there behind the scenes and working, and they got it worked out against Georgia. They got things done. A lot of guys look at the running back room. Thank God B-Rob was able to come back, and Trey Sanders has some nice runs. And has some really nice blocks as well. So don't give up on Bill O'Brien. He not only done an outstanding job, the quarterback room loves him.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. You're a parent of a player. Just real quick, you like the guy? I mean, he pays attention to details. He loves his kids.
Everybody. Yeah. We got to get out. All right, hour number 2 coming up.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurant. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and process are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers, and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group.
When you go to turn on the lights, you expect them to work. Our team at Alabama Power does too. But sometimes extreme weather and events test our system. Knowing we're out there making repairs helps, but answers are what you deserve. So we're rolling out new tools to keep you informed, especially during storms. Visit Alabama Power's new outage map to see outages in your area and get updates on repair times. And sign up to get personalized outage alerts on your phone or computer for free. Learn more at alabamapower.com/alerts.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.co.
Birmingham's best Mexican restaurant for over 20 years and counting. That's La Paz Restaurant in Crestline Village and Mount Laurel. They've got a great staff. Its delicious menu, award-winning cheese dip, and margaritas and vibrant atmosphere have helped to make La Paz a local favorite. Blue corn nachos, Texas barbecue quesadillas, steak and blue quesadillas, Baja fish tacos, signature fajitas, and much, much more. So head over to La Paz today. If you want a great lunch or a great dinner, you'll find all that at La Paz, Crestline, and Mount Laurel for lunch or dinner.
Following this summer's Tokyo Olympic Games, the eyes of the world will turn to Birmingham, Alabama, and the World Games 2022. Next July, the world will come together for the South's largest international sporting event since the 96 Centennial Olympic Games. 3,600 athletes will compete for gold in 34 sports, including lacrosse, softball, gymnastics, flag football, and more. Tickets are on sale now. Buy yours at twg2022.com.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Now 15 dominating with this defense. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. Oh, I love that. You saw the Gatorade shower this time. I love it. Clippers wide open. Tide rolling again. Alabama again, the champions of college football. The Roots are kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown, great. Alabama back on top. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! Alabama wins. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. Saban with his 7th National championship. National championship number 18. 13-0. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The winningest quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
Shackelford knocking down a three-pointer as he fell back on the floor, and APS3 puts Alabama in front 10-9. Ellis to the top of the key, finding Shackelford right wing, left alone. A three-pointer's perfect. Jaden Shackelford with the APS three-pointer, and it's Alabama 16, Gonzaga 14. Back to Shackelford on the handoff. Bounce pass finds Gary, reverse layup right to short, but Davison dunks it home. Alabama 18, Gonzaga 15, thanks to JD. Dribbles with the left hand, finds Ellis. Ellis backs up to the left wing, three-pointer up, off the iron, no good after two bounces. Bediako, the rebound left baseline, saves it for the tie. Shackelford three-pointer, bottom from the top of the key, and he's got 14 points, and Alabama's up 34-23. Davison, left elbow, floats it to Bediako, the two-handed slam by angry Charles Bediako. Now it's Davison, kicking it out. Shackelford on the left wing, loads up at the corner and connects. Jaden Shackelford. Shackelford gets the ball back, a three-pointer up, and that's in! Jaden Shackelford with another APS three-pointer. What a way to close out a dominant first half for Alabama. Crimson Tide basketball. Shackelford, left side, cuts inside, throws it up, throws it in, count the basket, he's fouled. Jaden Shackelford grows Alabama's lead to 68-54, a chance for 69 at the line. Quinterly on the left wing, he dribbles to the top of the key, finds Davison, left corner, a three-pointer, perfect. J.D. Davison, pocket 8. Quinterly, a head fake, pops a three-pointer, hits a three-pointer. Nembhard had it stolen by Davison, no one in front, thunderous right-handed dunk. J.D. Davison of Alabama, it's 84 for the Tide, 72 for the Bulldogs.
Alabama gets it done in the SEC championship game, 92-81. They get it done against Gonzaga. What a big win for basketball. And I think you talk about beating in football and basketball, top 5 team. And we're going to throw up that graphic for you as well here in just 1 second. But, man, Alabama football team was on the plane heading back from Atlanta to Birmingham. Back to Tuscaloosa. And watching that game and the Crimson Tide take down Gonzaga. Congratulations, NATO, to the basketball team. What a huge win for them, for Alabama basketball, and just from a national perspective, and to have that kind of night, win an SEC title, and then beat Gonzaga, that's a big day in Alabama sports, and I know Greg Byrne was really happy about that.
Well, he has to be happy about that, and I love the players being excited on the plane, and it's just one of the things, my observation, I think a lot more Alabama fans gave him a chance of beating Gonzaga than they did beating the Bulldogs, the other Bulldogs.
Right, yeah. Alabama first school to beat AP top 5 teams in college football and men's basketball on the same day. Crimson Tide again took down number 1 Georgia in the SEC championship, number 3 Gonzaga in the battle in Seattle. So good stuff there for
Shaq.
Alabama.
It was just unbelievable. He torched it. He had 6'3".
Crazy. All right, so we'll get some more of your comments as well. Again, we're live in our hour number 2, as we are each and every day, hour number 1 and 2, from noon to 2, right here on BamaInsider's YouTube channel, and also the Facebook page of BamaInsider, and throughout our network, our flagship station, Tide 100.9 FM at Tuscaloosa, and throughout the state of Alabama, and on the Gulf Coast. We got stations down there as well, affiliates carrying the show each and every day live. So we hope you join us. Whether you're watching us or listening to us, we appreciate you doing that, and also love getting your comments. We'd like to read those for you as well, or questions that you might have that you can throw in the comments section. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe when it comes to the Facebook and our YouTube channel. We appreciate you doing that.
Jay, obviously, we've spent the first hour on Alabama beating Georgia, and I imagine we're going to spend a lot of the second hour. Mick will be joining us at the bottom of the hour. We can talk about his show last night, and we can also just talk about, again, the Georgia game. But as long as we've gone to basketball, you see where Brent Venables has gone back to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Did you see his arrival?
Yes.
It was like it was Saban-esque.
Yeah.
But I don't think when
there wasn't quite as many people as there was for Nick. At least
there were 2,000, right?
Oh, the first report I saw was a local guy, and he said 500. So
maybe I got the wrong.
But I thought it looked more than 500, so it may have been more.
But
they
had a DJ. They had all these lights, DJs on the tarmac, and the glow sticks. It was just
two women kissed him. No, I'm just kidding.
Got out that's the only thing that they've got on Nick Saban. But I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was really a statement of OU's love for their football. But I think there were a couple of hundred of them there that were going, "See you later, Lincoln." you know what, so and so and so and so. Because
big hire. I mean, I really do think Venables. If you look at his Oklahoma ties, he's kind of waited patiently for this job. He finally gets his dream job where he wants to go back and be a part of this Oklahoma program. And there's some of the highlights there if you're watching.
Thank you, Josh.
BamaInsider. Yeah, there's the crowd meeting him. He addressed the crowd.
Where's the kiss?
Well.
Where's the kiss?
I'm lying. I didn't see any kiss. But for him, so Oklahoma coming into the SEC, and you think about Texas as well with Sark. And I mean, all these coaches now that are, you got Brian Kelly, you got, Lane's getting better at Ole Miss. I mean, the job
he's got a new contract. As I interrupt you, I think he's getting 7.5.
Yeah.
The SEC West is a league of its own.
It is.
Not to be funny or punny, but it is a league of its own.
So what did Oklahoma need in order to come into the SEC more than anything else? They needed a defensive identity. They don't have one. And that's been the area for the last decade or more that they've really struggled. They've been able to score offensively, but really when Stoops first got there, and Venables was a part of that, so was the Stoops brothers were a part of that. They had a great defense, and that was what helped them win championships, was having defense as well as an offense that could score points. But then it got to be all offense, and they just could not solve that. So now the head coach's defense, a lot's going to go on that. Does he go out and get a Joe Brady? Can you imagine Venables and Joe Brady together? That on offense, and he stays on that defense side of the football. Yeah. And so Joe Brady is out there. He got let go from the Carolina Panthers. You've also got Dan Mullen that's out there. You got others. And Venable may have a guy in mind that he's worked with at Clemson or other places that he's kind of said, this is going to be my guy at some point in time. I believe in his system. Because as a defensive coordinator and an offensive coordinator, you want the systems to fit each other. So you want to have the same kind of philosophy about the game. Or how are we going to play up tempo? If that's the case, then here's how we got to think defensively about substitutions and all that type of stuff that goes into that. So good for him. I mean, really great thing that he got that job. And I know he's, like I said, waited patiently for it and not taking every job that came open.
That's a really, really good point. And we've seen other coaches do this. And you think, why didn't they take that job? Why didn't they take the La Tech job? Why didn't they take the regional school job? He waited to go back. He waited until he had seasoned greatly as a coach and a potential head coach at Clemson. And I'll throw in a very quick plug for Lars Anderson's book, Dabo's World. He does a pretty good deep dive into Venables and to a lot of the coaches that Dabo said, hey, Tuscaloosa, you want to come up here? Mm-hmm. He's got a lot on his staff. But as I was watching things last night and then on my way in this morning thinking, and doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out, but how many Alabama Saban assistants are all across the nation? I mean, Cristobal
is
right?
now at Miami.
He's now at Miami.
They just announced it. So Adam Schefter, about 15 minutes ago, I guess it was, Miami now has officially announced the hiring of head coach Mario Cristobal. He's leaving Oregon. A lot of rumors but mid-morning about meeting with the team. At least he met with them, said goodbye, it seemed like, and was able to explain to them why he's going back. I mean, that's where he played ball. He coached there for a while before he started off into his head coaching job. But he's another Saban guy that spent time with Nick Saban. A coach leaving in Oregon, a coach leaving in Oklahoma, a coach leaving in Notre Dame to go to another place. I mean, I've never seen it like that.
Me either.
I've seen guys get fired from those places, and then they go find another job. But to leave those 3 type programs, I think it says a lot about where we are right now in college football, and kind of the we're going to see with the powers that be of the SEC getting stronger with 2 more teams. The Pac-12 is going to try to build on their conference. The Big 12 is, I think, going to be. I don't know if it's going to not survive, but it's not going to be the same Big 12, especially without Oklahoma and Texas, no doubt. But they're trying to add as many teams in as they possibly can, which can be great for those other teams that were in lower conferences, and it helped UAB get to the AAC as well, opened up some spots there. So that's a big thing for them. But I just watching this year, I'm just going, man, this is nuts. And the money that's being thrown around and the guaranteed money for them and their assistants is just out of this world.
I wonder what Lincoln Riley did this morning when he officially heard the news that the best coach in his new league is leaving. Because I've thought about this. You know that LSU drove a Brinks truck to Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to get Lincoln Riley.
No doubt.
Something didn't click. And I have my theory, and at first I didn't think that was a major factor. But he can go to the Pac-12 and win, and he can win immediately.
Yep.
He comes to the SEC West. He's in a dogfight every Saturday, and it's very unlike what he'll face his first couple of years and maybe for the length of his career at SoCal.
Yeah, and if you look at from a Brock Bowers and look at it from even Bryce Young, Tua from Hawaii.
Stroud.
That's right. All the talent that's out there that's coming into the Southeastern Conference, he thinks he knows that he can go get that. That he's got a selling point of his offense, how he does things, the players he's put in the NFL, that he can keep those skilled players in California at USC, a storied program in itself, a blue blood of college football. But you're right. I mean, now he's got to be.
And he can get more now.
Right. Now
Chris Paul's
right.
gone.
Yeah. So who do you think ends up being?
I don't know, Jay. That's a great question. It's not a program where you elevate a guy or go get a really good OC or DC. Of course, I say that immediately talking about how I think Brent Venables is deserving of the job in Oklahoma. But and by the way, I may have got my cities mixed up a minute ago. But all that being said, Jay, I have to throw it back to you. I don't know who was going to go to Oregon. Will we get a bunch of things on our email here in a minute? It tells us who the likely candidates are. Do you know of one right out of the can? I don't either.
Let's say elevate somebody there like Bobby Williams. Is he still there with him? Yeah.
I just don't know. All of these schools that are losing their coaches, most of them are matching them with a pretty eye-popping hire. What can Oregon do?
Michael says, Michael Smith, Riley is going to have a Utah problem.
They're doing well, Utah laid it on them.
What words would you give Alabama current players to motivate them? I think it's before the game against Cincinnati. Better win this one, or you can't play the national championship. It's the next one, You
want to play Georgia again?
The key, the games like this, and Kirby brought it up, and I think Coach Saban does as good of a job as anybody. I kind of showed you the schedule for the guys this week. They're going to work out 7-on-7. They'll have about 5 days off, then back, I think, on the 16th, start first day of practice for the playoff game. So Saban's giving them some wait time. The key is not letting that game play in their mind psychologically or emotionally during practice or leading up to it. How do you coach that up? And there's a formula for each team that may be different. And I think that's where Nick Saban gets it right. And that's going to be interesting to see if that played anything in this game against Georgia, the emotions of that game and how they felt. They let the crowd and the fans and the media, I think they definitely took the rat poison easily.
The Cincinnati game, Alabama fans and coaches and players alike have to realize this is the biggest game in its program history. Alabama just came off a huge game in their program's history, but it's not even close to being the most significant. Bearcats, the biggest game, and that is not lost on Luke Fickell. And don't lose the fact that he turned down Notre Dame for this opportunity.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And a very talented team, very talented quarterback. Maybe the most talented quarterback what we've seen this year besides in practice with Bryce Young. All right, we'll continue live from AVX. Again, BamaInsider, if you're on there live with us right now, we're there each and every day from noon to 2 p.m. Also on Facebook page of BamaInsider's live Facebook page as well. And like, share, subscribe. And we love you having there. We'll continue to read some of your comments that come up and any questions you might have as well, and also all those across the network. Stay with us live from AVX. We'll be back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
This is David R. DeBose. I'm the Market President, Chief Revenue Officer, and Chief Content Officer for Town Square Media Tuscaloosa, wishing you and your family a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
The perfect place to make your escape. Golden Moon offers 600 finely appointed rooms with incredible views. Take a dip in our Vegas-style infinity pool, complete with a full-service bar and cabanas. Experience the South's premier golf destination at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, or catch the biggest sporting events at Time Out Lounge. So what are you waiting for? Come see us in Choctaw, Mississippi. Golden Moon Hotel and Casino, a Pearl River Resort property.
Celebrate the holidays at Banana Republic Factory with 50 to 70% off everything. Discover covetable gifts for everyone on your list, from luxe sweaters, occasion-ready dresses, statement outerwear, and more from $14.99. Find your nearest store or shop online, only at Banana Republic Factory.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Time Out Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Providers help thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-777-1225. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225.
In a collision, easy decision. One name, one firm, one call. Mezrano.
I made that one call to Mezrano after being hit by an 18-wheeler. He got me $875,000.
I made that one call to Mezrano after being T-boned on McFarland. He got me $125,000.
I made that one call to Mezrano after my fender bender. He got me $50,000.
One call, one firm. Mezrano.
No representation made that quality of legal services to be performed is greater than quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
During Dell's holiday event, save up to $250 on computers with Intel Core processors. Get special savings on Dell, XPS, and Alienware systems, plus monitors, docks, and accessories, all with free shipping. Call 800-BY-DELL. That's 800-BY-DELL.
Has the pandemic affected your business? Even with more and more customers going online in the past 5 years, online business has grown greatly due to the pandemic. Now more than ever, it's important to have a strong online presence so that customers can find your business and products easily. That's where Town Square comes in to help. Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free competitive analysis to see how your business stands up to the competition. And if you're one of the first to sign up, you'll get $500 in free advertising on this radio station. That's mylocalcustomers.com.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Periods of rain and turning colder this afternoon with temperatures falling through the 50s. For tonight, cloudy with rain ending, the low at 38. For tomorrow, a cloudy day. More rain will likely develop by the afternoon hours, the high at 51 degrees. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 63 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
All of this time, you've been able to keep a narrow focus, make sure that your team got better. Now that you're in the playoff, what's the significance of this milestone, this landmark for teams from outside the Power Five, your team being the one to make the playoff?
Well, I don't think that, all year we've kind of tried to avoid saying that we're carrying the flag or we're doing something outside of, taking care of ourselves and representing, what it is that we do in our program, our community, our university, and our city. And I think sometimes when you start saying you're carrying a flag or doing something for somebody else or trying to make a statement for, a bunch of different programs, I think you can get lost in a lot of the things that are going on. So try to stay focused on us and what this is about.
And what it's about next is taking on Alabama, and you guys will have an opportunity to win the game. You've got guys on the outside that can match up with their wide receivers. Well, what's your impression of the matchup in the early going, the initial impression of a matchup with Alabama?
Well, I can't say that I've studied much of anything that they've done. Obviously, just watching, from afar this year at times. They're a great football team. They've got great talent across the board. Everybody talks about their offense, but the coach over there does a pretty good job on defense as well. So, we know it's going to be an incredible challenge for us. And I think that's what gives us the best opportunity is our guys have done nothing but step up to challenges. And I think, we'll be kind of excited about maybe putting the shoe on the other foot than they've had a lot of this year.
He is an excellent football coach, Luke Fickell, and done a terrific job. A lot of people felt like he was going to get the Ohio State job when Ryan Day got it. I don't think they went wrong with Ryan Day either, but he's done an excellent job at Cincinnati. And I saw it earlier. There it is right there. Jarvis said, this is David and Goliath. Rat poison, man. Don't put that out there.
He's already fueling it with that statement.
I get it.
I keep in mind what I said going in the break, man. You Bearcats are going to be so stoked. But what did you also say when we were in the break? We were watching some of the players at Alabama. What really, really matters when it comes to these matchups?
Jimmy's and Joe's.
Absolutely. And Alabama's got more of them. That still doesn't mean you hand them the dang trophy and send them to the championship game. But
you got to have a good plan. I mean, you got to have a scheme to execute, and Alabama's got that on both sides of the football, and they played their best game this past Saturday against Georgia. Now, can they build on that and build on top of that, or play at the same level with intensity and the sense of urgency we talked about earlier in the show? And Saban did a good job getting those guys ready to go, as we brought up the quote after the game of Yummy, that he loved this type of rat poison.
It was so
team.
funny.
Yeah.
Were you watching it? You had a lot of responsibilities when you were in Atlanta, but I started laughing. We all started laughing so much. And again, as I said at the top of the show, the word yummy. I mean, that's like a little kid word, isn't it? Ooh, Daddy, that was yummy. And
then after the game, doing the interview with the SEC Network, he's like, look, I know you guys, you do a great job. You do, he was praising them for, and I forget who it was that said, nah, we're not buying that. That's rat poison.
Yeah. That wasn't, I think that was a little bit of a network thing too.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows who his guys are, his SEC media guys. I don't know for certain, but I think when he was talking about the rat poison, I think he was probably pointing more at the national media. Don't you think so? Because the national media was calling for it to be a landslide.
I couldn't believe
it. At least the local media said, all right, I think Georgia's going to win this, but Alabama's got a shot.
Yeah, and as I brought up earlier, and we'll talk to Mick coming up at the bottom of the hour, a couple things from his show the other night, but he kept saying, look, I eat crow, which, a lot of Alabama fans felt like Alabama. I mean, I said this last week. This is the first time, and I can't really remember when, except maybe when I was playing Miami in '92, where people were doubting whether or not can they get it done, can they beat this team? This team looks too good. They were talking about being one of the greatest defenses of all time in the SEC. This Georgia defense, and look, they're great. I mean, and they were great all year. But then Alabama had a great game plan, had a motivation of being an underdog and going in and playing in Atlanta, where they've had a ton of success, especially under Coach Saban, playing in Mercedes Dome, as well as the old Dome as well. So, you look at all that and you look at how they performed and, just all the rat poison stuff or whatever else. It was great to watch. And then, you sit there and Coach Saban, again, kind of seeing the softer side of him, seeing all that. But, yeah, you're right. The national media. And again, I couldn't believe the fans were going, do you think we're going to win this game? I'm like, yeah, I think we're going to win this game. Do you think
not how much are we going to win by?
Right. And that was my only issue. So crow tide, as I said earlier, to
that's
all the Bama fans out there. eating crow but I'm sure you're happy to eat the crow. There's no doubt about it.
Jay, a lot of comparisons have been made for many different reasons back to 92. But I was down there. I was with just every single moment of interview. And I had a sense that Alabama had a little something.
Mm-hmm.
Now, none of the national pundits, certainly none of the Miami writers and broadcasters had a hint to that. The Alabama media did. And did you sense that this past week, that Alabama had a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more?
Exactly. Yeah, I love that. It was more about, I kept talking about matchups. And football is all about matchups. And we have the athletes to match up. Now, do they bring their A game, their sense of urgency? Do they play the way and do the schemes the way that they've been taught throughout the week? Do they prepare better? Are they dialed in the way that Alabama was dialed in this past week? And that's what we saw them play their best game. And even when we were down 10, I felt we got this. And probably a lot of that, too, because the night before I sat down with Braxton after they had all their meetings and stuff, and I was over at the hotel. And I said, hey, give me, what do you think? He's like, Dad, we got him.
Really? See, that was the sense you got that weekend in NOLA leading up to the 1993 national championship game. And I think some of us realized it because we'd been around y'all all week. We knew there was a little bit more hitch in your giddy up. And
different mindset.
One of the things I want to ask Mick on the other side of this break, because he was at a lot of the media events leading up to it.
Yeah.
And I wonder if he saw it too, because in retrospect, I see it a lot more, but I kind of felt it last week too.
All right, the show presented by Top Golf of Birmingham. Get out, see Mark Grenier and all the great folks at Top Golf. Also driven by Sunny King Ford on the sunny side of the street, Oxford, Anderson, Tony Russell, and all the great folks there at Sunny King Ford. Mick Gillespie coming up next from BamaInsider. Look forward to it as always. He joins us each and every Monday around 1:30, so he'll be next. Stay with us.
The rat poison that you usually give us is usually fatal. But the rat poison that you put out there this week was yummy.
You're listening to the Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham. Your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country. And Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to Siebel'sCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on the Jay Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at Siebel'sCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan. Letter C, letter O.
How do we move forward? We've created an opportunity for ourselves where we have a chance to play in the college football playoff. How are we going to prepare? How are we going to be committed to do the things we need to do? Obviously, we've lost a lot of really good football players this year on our team. John Mechie's probably going to be out. Now we have a couple other guys that, may be injured. It creates a lot of opportunity for a lot of other players, and hopefully, we'll be able to get them to step up. So really, really pleased and proud of this team creating an opportunity to be in the playoff, to play in the playoffs. This is always kind of our goal. So I was really, really pleased and happy for the players to see them be able to accomplish that goal, especially the way they played tonight.
Welcome back in as we continue hour number 2 here on this Monday edition after another SEC championship for the Crimson Tide, 41-24 over the Georgia Bulldogs. Now they will face in the Cotton Bowl, they'll go up against Cincinnati, Alabama will, 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3, Michigan versus Georgia in the Orange Bowl, and then decide for the national championship. But got Cincy to get through. I saw a comment earlier from Jerry Black, and he said this young team growing up, and he's right. We were talking, I was telling you earlier about looking at the roster and all the different guys, juniors, sophomores, and true freshmen that have really contributed this year. And even at the banquet last night, there was only about 10 seniors there. And of those 10, only so many contributing and the way that as far as with a lot of playing time or all that kind of stuff. But, man, it's pretty amazing the talent that's coming back. And you got the #1 player in the country right now that's going to win the Heisman, Bryce Young, and the #1 defensive player, and Will Anderson. They have to come back, or they have to at least go through those 3 years. All right, let's welcome him in. And he had Ant Bryce or Ant Young. Called the other
Annie Ice.
There it is, Annie Ice calling in, and also a lot of great comments from the fans after the game. I said that you brought up the fact, you said, look, I'm eating crow, and I know a lot of people are eating crow, so I came up with the term crow tide. So crow tide for eating crow.
Wait, and I still have some left, Jay, and that's why I brought my hot sauce. What I found is that with crow, I put a little hot sauce on there. I like it. I like it blackened, actually. So I don't do it fried, but I do it blackened. It's a little healthier. And with the hot sauce, you know what? It's actually been pretty delicious.
Go wrong.
Awesome. I was absolutely wrong on this game. I couldn't have been more wrong.
There were a lot of people that were wrong, not just you. I mean, a lot, national media especially, were very tough on the Crimson Tide. But look, everything that was said, as Coach Saban said, was yummy. He liked that rat poison that he was fed to his team throughout the week, and they used it as motivation. So it actually ended up being a good thing. But talk about the reaction. You were there on Saturday night, talking to the fans, hearing their reactions. A lot of people were surprised at how Alabama, how much they beat them by 41-24, how the numbers they put up, how Bryce Young, I mean, he won the Heisman the week before, but just solidified it on Saturday night. But talk about the reaction that night.
All I was doing, Jay, was just helping Coach Saban. You know, I knew that if I didn't believe in the team, that he was going to use that as motivation and, and give us all credit. Now, look, I didn't see this coming, and I don't think a lot of people did. Some, Kyle Henderson on our site thought Alabama would win. Lee Corso thought Alabama would win, but it was far and few between. And it's because Alabama really wasn't playing good football. They barely got out of the Iron Bowl alive. And, but they had that incredible drive. It was a lot of fun talking to all of the people on BamaInsider. We got some great callers and a bunch of comments, and I think everyone was just really happy at the way that the game went. And the offensive line, I mean, you got to give them credit. They haven't looked great this year at times, but Saturday, they had their finest hour. Part of it, I thought, was Bill O'Brien's game plan. And Bryce Young, who's really, besides you, Jay, I think he might be the greatest sophomore quarterback in the history of Alabama football.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Dude, our stats were so much alike.
Both.
I had 3 completions in that championship game, and he had 3 touchdowns.
There you go.
So I had both of the quarterbacks' stats in my name.
But you both were sophomores now. I think we need to point that out. That's very important. It's your age, your maturity.
But we were undefeated.
That's true. That's true.
Jay fighting back a little bit.
No. Look, I kept thinking about honestly, this is the thing that I kept thinking about the 92 team and the 09 team, because they won national championships and they didn't dominate every opponent, but they found a way to win. They had this character and this ability and then this just where they could reach down and find a little bit extra when they needed it, and sometimes when you have it too easy, like Georgia had up until Saturday, you're not tested. I think Georgia's still a great football team, but they just hadn't been in a battle yet. Alabama, just like 92 and 09, had the battle a lot. And when Georgia got punched in the nose, they didn't know what to do. They hadn't been in that spot before. And Alabama absolutely dominated after they fell behind 10-zip. That long pass to Jamison Williams, it was a different football game. And honestly, I was watching Georgia, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't even know who this team is. And honestly, I felt the same way about Alabama. They were just beating them at the line of scrimmage, both sides of the ball.
Hey, Mick, I had a chance to listen to part of your pregame show the other day on Saturday, and you did a really, really good job, and I appreciate that. And also, if you need anybody to endorse your beer, I'll be glad to on how you handle it, because I've never heard anybody do a show and get more younglings mentioned per minute than you did. And the people that are supplying your sponsorship should know that. And if they need a backup, you have them call me, okay? Because it was, hello, my name's Mick Gillespie. Oh, Youngling Gillespie. Yingling Gillespie. It was, but in all seriousness, truly good content, good stuff. As far as
thanks, Matt. I'm going to get you some Yinglings.
Hey, you know what? Lars and I meet every Monday at Bob Baumhauer's, and we drink a pitcher of it. And we do it in your honor. So next week, we'll do it in your beer.
Everyone at Golf Beverage, you better be paying attention.
Exactly.
A lot of comparisons have gone back to 92. And I was telling Jay before we went to the break that there was a sense when we were all down there covering the game in 92 that Alabama had a little something from Miami that really nobody more than just the guys that had covered Alabama on a week-to-week basis sensed. But I guess I'm seeing, since you picked Georgia, maybe you didn't pick that up. But Jay said he felt like, and I guess particularly after he talked to his son Friday night, that Alabama had this dialed in and they were in no fear of Georgia.
Well, look, they've beaten Georgia every game they've played since 2008. And we had 2007. I had Mike Johnson, who was on the team in 2007 when Alabama lost that last game to Georgia. And then we talked about the 2008 game, the funeral, the blackout. He was in that one too, and how things have kind of changed. This is what Alabama just didn't play good enough on the offensive line of the football for me to feel comfortable with them beating Georgia, who's got a lot of NFL guys on their team. And look, let's not get too comfortable. I mean, we may see this matchup again, and hopefully it's the same outcome. But part of what Alabama was able to do was take, kind of catch Georgia by surprise. I mean, after they're watching the game tape of Auburn in the backfield all day long, they were thinking, hey, look, we can do that. We can get there with 4 guys. I didn't think Georgia blitzed enough. They didn't send too many guys to one side of the line. Yeah, override it. Like they kind of thought they would be able to get there with their 4, which is something that they've done all year. And then once Alabama got into a groove and that offensive line kind of got locked in and realized that they could block, they did block. So I didn't have a sense of that at all. I still think, guys, and look, I love Alabama, and I'm glad I'm wrong. I mean, that's why I got my hot sauce here. I'll eat crow every time, I think. And I don't pick against Alabama a whole lot, but this year's team, it's been rocky with the line of scrimmage, And the thing that we got to keep in mind is for this team to win a national championship, which is they've got a great chance to do that. They're going to have to be that focused against Cincinnati, who's a team that has, NFL guys at the cornerback spot. They have a great quarterback, a former Alabama running back, So every single game this year is a game that if Alabama doesn't bring their best, could give them trouble. I mean, we've seen that, with the loss and a lot of the wins. But the good news is that we kind of wondered who this team was. And I guess the team at the end of the Auburn game and in that SEC championship game is the team that they're starting to identify themselves as. And that's great. But they're going to have to deal with more adversity too. Their go-to guy and John Mechie's going to be out, and I'm just curious to see who steps up in that spot.
Yeah, and I tell you, we talked about earlier, offensive line and just what they did coaching-wise, scheme-wise, preparing for this game. I think it's a different group that defensive line is really built for the run. That's why they're going to do well against. I think that's a great matchup for Georgia. They're not as great as far as rushing, I don't think, and just talking to people that had a chance to look at a lot of film. They got a couple of guys that can, but they needed to apply pressure from other positions. And instead, I think were worried about that he's so elusive back there. We better just spy him. And the spies still could not catch him. Still couldn't get to him. They even tried to spy him one time with the defensive lineman backing out. That was actually on this touchdown that he ran in for the touchdown there before the half. But the guy that I think has made a big difference on the offensive line is Seth McLaughlin. I really do. The center, 56. He is from Buford, Georgia, which is crazy. And then to be a guy that comes in over the last few weeks and really make a big difference. The way he gets to second level, but also what I've heard, the energy in practice, the energy in the meeting rooms, just what he's kind of brought that core together for that offensive line. That's been a big deal for Alabama. Yeah,
look, I mean, Nick Saban's the master of motivation, and he loves to have an underdog. I mean, look, they win seemingly every time they're an underdog, which has been amazing. And I think he's done his best job coaching this year. And look, I mean, this team, if they win a national championship, Nick Saban's already the greatest of all time. But I think there's almost a little bit of this poker player mentality type with Nick Saban, where he knows that maybe his hand isn't as good as it's been in years past, but he loves to just go out there and see what he can do with it. I can't believe that the team won like they did and that they have a chance to play Cincinnati. It's going to be a tough matchup, but this has been, I'd say, like already a very successful season. And I think of all of the years that Nick Saban's been head coach, this is the best job he's ever done in my mind.
That's putting it up in some pretty high cotton, but it may be true. And he started telling us about it really before the Miami game. He kept citing things, and he mentioned rat poison earlier in the year. And Really, I was kind of going, really, Nick? I mean, come on. This is a really good football team. I'll tell you guys one thing. We'll just kind of wrap things up here for a second. But Jay was talking about the roster, and last night looking at it, how many seniors were on it. Nick's cabinet is very full for the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Nick?
Hey, look, that's the most exciting part about this team. Think if they figure out a way to win this year, and then all of a sudden, you're not losing your star players. Bryce Young's back, Will Anderson's back, Dallas Turner's back, right? I mean, like, you look around the field and you're like, hey, wait a second. I mean, and then a lot of these younger guys who are starting to emerge right now. I'm excited to see who takes over John Mechie's spot. I think we're going to see somebody else, another one of these receivers like Ja'Cory Brooks that comes out of nowhere, and you're like, hey, where's this guy been? Because the talent's definitely there. And looking at recruiting and national signing days coming up in a couple of weeks, and right here on Bama Insider, you'll get the scoop that day of everything going on. Bama's poised for another number one class. So there's going to be a ton of talent. This was the year where you're going, okay, if you're going to get Alabama, this is the time to get them. And honestly, if what we saw on Saturday is really what this team is, the college football might have missed their chance.
Yeah, and I guess what is Monday is end of dead period, right? No, that's dead period is Monday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is early signing period, 15th, 16th, 17th.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, I looked it up on Google. Can you actually eat crow? Hunters host a centuries-old crow feast each year, Mick, where they're deep fried for a full hour. The extra long cook time completely sterilized the meat, and the diners say that the meat is exceptional and tastes like.
Right. Where's that at, Jay? Where is that?
Just Google it. How do you eat crow?
Well, I don't know how
crow tide.
He says he wants to blacken a bird that's already black. So
yeah, it is.
You're going to have to teach me that particular cooking method.
Hey, man, thanks as always. Tell everybody about tonight, what you got going on.
Yeah, check us out, Monday Night Quarterback on the Bama Insider YouTube channel. For those of you that are listening on radio right now, that's it's free. Bama Insider on YouTube, 6 o'clock. Tony Tsoukalos and I will talk about everything going on, including the next Heisman Trophy winner from Alabama, a certain quarterback that's a sophomore.
First quarterback ever to win it for Alabama.
Oh,
crazy.
But it was really weird back in the day, I say, how Alabama didn't get Heisman Trophy winners. And Coach Bryant always was all about team. Now we're looking at potentially 4 in 10 years?
Yes, great.
A little over 10.
Great. Mick, as always, great stuff, my man.
Thanks, Mick.
Everybody tune in tonight and Monday Night Quarterback. They're Bama Insiders. You can hear it each day, noon to 2 live. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Great stuff, Mick. We always love having you on. Mick Gillespie, joining us here on the Jay Barker Show. We'll be back. We'll wrap up hour number 2. Stay with us.
There's a saw.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Hey, it's Jacob Harrison, host of Off the Edge on Tide 100.9, wishing you and yours a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Roll Tide.
You know when you order a new video game, or a golf club, or a blender, and then it arrives at your door, you get a little thrill. Imagine how much more thrilling it is when you order a new car. With Nissan at Home, you can shop for the perfect ride and order it without ever having to go anywhere. Sure beats a golf club or a blender. Buy a new car entirely online with Nissan at Home. Delivered direct from dealer to driveway. Thrill starts here. Services may vary at participating dealers, subject to applicable law. See dealer for details.
Before Bamboo HR, I feel like crying just thinking about it.
We were still handling everything via paper, and we literally had paper stack.
It was all in spreadsheets and like folders.
From the moment I started using it, I felt calmer.
As soon as we started using the Bamboo onboarding checklist, I mean, it was extremely easy.
Headcount, turnover, years of service. There's just so many different reports that I use at different points in time.
I'm totally set free to focus on the people, to focus on development, to focus on team dynamics.
It's freeing me up to do more of the stuff that actually matters in HR, which is interacting with people, learning from them, and then building stuff for them.
everything is in this one place. I can't even imagine what it would be like without Bamboo HR.
We're Bamboo HR, and we'd love to set you free to do great work. Come try our award-winning all-in-one HR software for free with no strings attached. Visit bamboohr.com/panda for this free trial offer. That's bamboohr.com/panda.
You know what happens in a plasma chamber?
Big stuff. Science stuff.
Diamonds. I'm Tom Osmond. Fincher & Osmond Jewelers carries artisan-created diamonds.
Earth and human safe.
And bigger. Lots bigger.
Fincher & Osmond diamonds from the mines or artisan-created diamonds.
They're all diamonds.
If you want to give her the big stuff, you've got to see these diamonds.
FincherandOsmond.com. A little tricky to find on McFarland Boulevard between Edgar's and Local Roots.
Dell Technologies' end-of-year sale is the perfect time to upgrade tech. Save big on the latest computers featuring Windows 11 Pro that easily automate workflows. Don't forget to shop servers, storage, and top brand electronics with savings up to 45% and all with free shipping. Call a Dell Technologies advisor to help you transform your digital workspaces with comprehensive end-to-end solutions. Find the right tech for your business needs at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
At PetSmart, we are hiring for the holidays, but we can't hire cats as cashiers.
Wait, how much?
Or hire dogs to stock shelves. PetSmart is hiring people who'll do anything for pets and giving them competitive pay, flexible hours, medical benefits, and 50% off select PetSmart merchandise. Sorry, still not hiring dogs. Apply for full and part-time positions at careers.petsmart.com. PetSmart is an equal opportunity employer.
Want to learn a new language so it will actually stick? Try Babbel. Practice real-life conversations in the Babbel app.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
Get personalized help in Babbel's live online classes.
Classes are limited to 6 people, so everyone can get the help they need.
Review words and phrases with fun games, or dive into the culture with short videos. Whatever your learning style, Babbel gives you the tools you need. Babbel, more ways to learn. Now try Babbel free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Periods of rain and turning colder this afternoon with temperatures falling through the 50s. For tonight, cloudy with rain ending, the low at 38. For tomorrow, a cloudy day. More rain will likely develop by the afternoon hours, the high at 51 degrees. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 63 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Thank you. And I'd like to thank the media for all the interest that you create in college football and college football players. You know, these guys work hard. I know I had a little rant a couple of weeks ago about how hard these guys work, and they're student athletes and they have homework and have to go to class. But what you do to bring attention to what they accomplish and what they do, I think is really appreciated. And I want you to know we appreciate it more than you probably realize. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any tears in the audience?
Who was that?
That was Mick Saban.
He means that because he appreciates what we do. It's just sometimes he doesn't. He doesn't like our predictions, you know. Although our roundtable here in this studio all picked Alabama to win, nobody picked them to win by 17.
Yeah, he doesn't like it when anybody, players, coaches, media.
Yummy.
He doesn't want you to go out like try to what do you say? It's not even so much predicting, but like making it as if this is going to happen or this will happen or this is why this player is not. You know, none of us except the coaches and players know the full story about everything that's happening, good or bad.
He's not going to like this, but I think it's somewhat accurate. He's a mother hen. Don't mess with my chicks. Don't mess with my coaches. Don't mess. And when it gets to a certain point, I'm going to fight back.
God, I meant to ask more, Mick, about the ants. They called in Bryce's aunt. It was awesome.
Oh, Auntie.
Yeah.
Auntie,
if you haven't had a chance, go back and watch that on BamaInsider as well.
Took him to task.
Not him, but it took just the media, the fans, all that. But she was really good about it. I mean, like some of the things she said, everybody started going, you go, type thing. But it was great to hear her perspective from an aunt of Bryce Young. It's actually his dad's sister that called in after the game to Mick's show. All right, they got Monday night quarterback tonight on BamaInsider. Thank you for watching on BamaInsider. Like, share, and subscribe. Also, watch our Facebook Live as well on BamaInsider. Thanks to Josh Smith, our producer, as always, making all of it happen. Matt Coulter, I'm Jay Barker. Laura's back with us tomorrow. Have a great day and a great Monday, celebrating Alabama's win over the Georgia Bulldogs. So ready for this 14 playoff.
Yummy.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new